Make some noise, Mr. Jeff Scott.
How y'all doing? Good to be here. Good to be in New York. Good to be anywhere. Having trouble getting everybody to believe this is a Brooklyn accent. Even because they forget about it. I'm not from here originally. I'm originally from LA, which is Lower Alabama. Been here a long time. I've been here about 15 years. And it's I love the culture, the food, the people. It's enough to make you appreciate the things you don't see back down south. For instance, there ain't no Jewish rednecks. There's no Bubba Goldstein walking around with a yarmulke with Earnhardt written across the front of it. Dancing the Hava Nagila at the Friday night dance after the football game. You don't see that at all. You also don't see any Southern ninjas in them Kung Fu movies. There's no Earl Chang. Fist of Fury, beer gut of destruction. Earl thinks the crane method is a construction technique used to build his doomsday shelter. It's fun living up here, but I do miss my family. I get back home as often as I can, so I drive a lot. I drive an awful lot up and down the interstate. And if you drive enough, you see some strange things on the interstate. I once saw a police chase involving a hearse. I was driving down the interstate in Tennessee, and this hearse comes by me at about 90 miles an hour with 4 state troopers with their lights on. About 10 minutes later, he comes back down the other side. I figured it was either a stolen hearse or a funeral for a NASCAR driver. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen, Johnson & Jones funeral car. Let's all stand and sing Amazing Grace while they round the 4th turn. Can you imagine being the family at the funeral where that hearse was supposed to be? Everybody looking at their watch. Dadgum grandma, always late. But you see some strange things. I see a lot of clothes on the interstate. I've never been able to figure out what that is. You drive along, you see a shoe, and a few miles later you pass a pair of pants, and pass another shoe, and then eventually you pass a shirt. But no matter how far you drive, you never see the naked guy. You figure with all them clothes strode all the way down the interstate, eventually you'd run by, and you'd drive by and you'd see this naked guy just running. Pull up beside him, let your window down and go, "What are you doing?" "I'm running naked." All you can really do is give him some sunscreen and wish him the best of luck. We all want to run naked at least once in our life. This guy's with me. I actually live in New Jersey, kind of out in the boonies. Way out in the boonies, and I drive in every day. And last week I ran over a goat with my car, which I found kind of ironic considering I had to move all the way from Alabama to New Jersey to run over a goat. He's a big old goat too. He's sticking right out in the back, right out in the road. And I went up to the little farmhouse, and I wanted to do the right thing, so I knocked on the door. And this nice lady came out. I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I ran over one of your goats with my car." And she said, "Which one?" "I don't know. He didn't have any identification." "Well, it was probably Willie. We told him to stay out of the road." "That's okay. We've got 2 more." Kind of cold for somebody who went to all the trouble of naming their goats. So I started to get back in the car, and a lady hollers over her shoulder and said, "Bob, there's a guy here who says he run over one of our goats with his car." And I said, "Oh God, not Bob, I don't want to get my butt kicked at 7 o'clock in the morning over a goat." So the guy comes out, and I start the whole story over again. I said, "I'm sorry, sir, I ran over one of your goats with my car." And he goes, "Which one?" "It's Willie, I think." He said, "That's okay. We told him to stay out of the road. We got 2 more." If people ever give you responses that don't quite match up with what you expect. I mean, I had just culled a third of his goat herd, and I was wondering what point goat rage was going to kick in. "I'm sorry, sir, I run over one of your goats." "That's okay, we got 2 more." "I'm sorry, sir, I ran over one of your goats." "That's okay, I got 1 more." "I'm sorry, sir, I ran over one of your goats." "Yeah, now I got to get a lawnmower." So I was distraught over running over the goat. So I went to visit some friends that Friday night, and I was suffering from goat grief, which, by the way, is what we call a broken prom date in Alabama. But that's a cheap shot still. So I went to drink. I went to have some drinks at a friend's house. We were sitting out in the backyard with a bonfire drinking. Anybody ever done that? Yeah. And you know how much fun that is? And I've come to the conclusion that guys do a lot of dumb things when they're drinking. Now every woman in here is going, "You do a lot of dumb things when you're sober." And you would be right. But it's worse when you're drinking. It's especially worse when you're drinking at home. Because you know you're not going to get arrested, or you're less likely to get arrested. Because every redneck's got at least one episode of Cops in him before he starts figuring it out. But you know the scene. You're sitting around the backyard. You got the bonfire going. You've already chopped up the neighbor's swing set for firewood. One of your friends has one too many. Next thing you know, he's on the roof of the house. He's got an ironing board strapped to both arms. He's screaming, "I'm going to Florida." And you know, you're always torn at that moment. You're torn because there's part of you, the nice part, that wants to help him down and put him to bed so he won't hurt nobody. There's another part of you who wants a really good video clip for YouTube. But it usually doesn't matter because he's got a running head start and he done pull the ladder up behind him. And all you can really do is sit down and watch the show. So as he leaves the edge of that roof with his arms flapping thinking he's going to Disney World, you know that within the next couple of minutes you're going to hear the following conversation. 911, please state the nature of your emergency. Yeah, a guy fell off a roof and broke both arms. Is this a construction site, sir? No. No, he jumped. Is this a suicide attempt, sir? No, he thought he could fly. Is this a mental patient we're dealing with, sir? No, he's just drunk. Well, we'll send someone right over. Thank you very much for your time.